So why people suffer? In a way, how I see it, it's there's two states, only two states really. It's connected state and disconnected state. All our emotions that we imagine that we have are simply a result of feeling that we are completely disconnected. We don't understand what we're disconnected from. Usually in the story, how it reveals about our life, we are disconnected from the lover, for example. Therefore, the big tragedy, the big drama. You are not fulfilling my needs. You and I are separate. While there was time when we were in love, and now we are not. We fall out of love. How true is that? It's nothing about you and me. All it is I feel disconnected. You are just an object. So I assign that you are an object from which I am disconnected. And as everything else, it's only an illusion. It's the justification of the mind, because where else to seek? We are seeking in the illusory reality that we create. And in illusory reality, the first object I see is my loved one. I'm disconnected from you and it's your fault. So now we have opportunity to play with this reality that we create, in which there are roles, there are games that we as humans play. Very often we experience profound loneliness. It's beyond a sense of aloneness, because the great realization we are alone, we always been, we always will be. We are alone in the biggest crowd, in the closest relationship. We are still alone. And even the word still does not serve. It fails completely, because it's actually, wow, we are alone. Because all there is the sense of unified, not the sense, the unified universe. The sense is not always there. The sense sometimes is quite opposite. It's, I am not unified with anything. I'm separate from everything. And therefore, this greatest discourse inside. Yet, it needs to be objectified. So we fight with external entities, people, circumstances, events. Therefore, reality is very turbulent. It's not even. There's no peace. It's the sense of ultimate existential disconnect. And it's a state that never can be changed through dealing with externals. We can escape it for a while. We can quickly create events that have illusion of connectivity, right? When I feel this profound longing for connection, what do we do as human beings? That's what we do. We go and seek connection out there with strangers in hope that they will fulfill some of the role in our life. Here's my new greatest friend. Here's my new lover. Here's the family member that we are so together. We are together. We are family. We are together. And the truth is, we suffer because we are feeling disconnected. We're trying to fulfill the illusion of being connected with everything that is happening and everything that we make happen. But the escape is a constant activity. It's a constant striving for connection. Yes? Now where does it take us? Why we suffer? Because we try to recreate illusion of connection. We don't accept that we feel disconnected, and for really good reason. because there is an opportunity to go within and layer after layer peel the lies in which we learned habitually to live. The lies are such that we can get connected with each other and events and groups and ideas and ideology and philosophy and you name it. And it's an illusion that we get connected. Even language is such. I want to connect with you to blah, 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 discuss that or make friendship. I want to connect with you. So the underlying, it's not even belief, it's kind of beyond belief, it's much deeper than just belief. The default perception that we are disconnected and we need to do something in order to connect. Right? We do something in order to connect, and it fails every time because it's like a dog chases its own tail. We pursue the illusion, and we are very creative in pursuing it and very destructive in pursuing it. That's why, lovers who commit to each other to be in monogamous relationship cheat on each other, because at the end of the day is the sense of longing for connection. And what happened to our connection? We were connected once. Well, you were in love. In love, it's mean that ego fall away for a moment where you met beyond the sense of I. The I dissolved for a moment, usually a few months maybe. And it was this great unity, sense of unity. And it felt like, oh my God, I never was in love like that. Which translates into, oh my God, I never feel so profoundly the sense of unified consciousness. I just feel it so profoundly when you're around. So in some sense, we facilitate in each other this dropping of the ego. But then suddenly ego kicks in, the habit take us over, and we are left with this default illusion that we are disconnected. Now we need to connect again. So my husband, my wife, they're not serving. We're not connected any longer. People say, we grew apart. How can we grow apart? What does it mean, we grew apart? How can we grow apart? And the language fell and grew apart. No, you fell out of your illusion of being unified through another being, because you're not unified with anybody as the new process. Unified by default with everything, where people are just a big part of this everything. And so some people call it God. I saw God. Well, you saw God and God saw you with the same eye. Because underlying state is the state of unified consciousness. For those who it's a theory, the concept, it sounds almost like a sound of them, the bugs. I don't want to hear again. I don't want to hear it again. It makes no sense because I know about it, yet I don't know it. And there is a great frustration and even greater sense of disconnect. It's like, oh my God, if someone knows that it's true, that it's unified, but it's not true for me. It's not true for me. Well, it's exactly why it's not true for me, because there is a big me. I, mine. And what do we do about it? Actually, nothing. That's the great irony. Great irony of it. We do nothing about it. There's nothing to do about it, because every doing, every attempt to do something is the great escape. And it's okay to play it if you know that you're fine. But a lot of people treat it not as a play, but as a solution. There is no solution because there is no problem. Problem is imaginary. Disconnection is a state of illusion. Disconnection is a state of a very coarse experience. Underlying, underneath of the illusion, if we get quiet, that's all you need to do. But what to do? Do exactly that, nothing. Do nothing. Do nothing. Get silent. And I don't mean words. Actually, you can do quite opposite. You can create a bit of sound, but get silent within. So silent means within, which you know, because you heard it so many times. But the question is not what you heard, because it's even worse. Not hearing even once, much better than hearing many times, because then you become a skeptic. This great skepticism arises as a result of hearing so many times something that's supposed to be true, but it's not true for me. So what a piece of poo-poo you're putting in my hands or anywhere else. What a piece of BS. It's not true for me. Right? So then there's resistance. And there's even greater discontent. Discontent is a resistance, is an energy. It's a disconnect. So drop the resistance towards you not knowing, not having the experience of unity. Drop this resistance, drop the fight, drop the rebellious sense of, I don't know, what failed me. I'll let them go. You know? You hear me? Only two states, connected and disconnected. There is nothing else. There is nothing to solve. There's no symptoms of any diseases. There is no depression. There is no obsessive compulsive disorder, no bipolar disorder. I know that a lot will be arguing with me and defending it. No, there is. Okay. Hold on to that. Keep it. Treat it. Heal it. Or find somewhere place in you where you can trust me and look at it just like that. Two states. Connected, disconnected. Everything that creates discourse, turbulence within, agitation, or sadness, or anger, everything that we perceive as uncomfortable feeling, energy that is not clean, that is heavy, everything that we perceive such, check in and you understand, you feel disconnected from the world, from yourself, from what you call God or divine or higher self, whatever the name you put on it. You feel disconnected. Doesn't mean you are disconnected. It does not mean you are disconnected. So stop fighting. Stop the fight. Slow your system down in any way you can. For a lot of people, it's very hard to just sit and become silent. Understandable. Especially, I live in Silicon Valley, where many of you might live, or in any other areas, big cities, urban environment, very busy, very commerce-driven, money, accomplishment, success, right? So all this concept, they assume the progress, the motion, the movement. So we're so busy. We're so busy with hunting for something that's supposed to unify us. At the end of the day, it's all about that. We don't call it such, but that's exactly it. To reach some other state than this, because this feels disconnected. I want to unify. Give me unified state by all means. I will hurry. I'll participate in the rat race. I'll make more money than another Joe. I'll do anything you want. I'll stop there. Yes. How are you distracting yourself? How are you? Keep trying to connect. On dating sites, sex addictions, money addiction, gambling addiction, eating addiction, that addiction, another addiction, just to not feel what you feel right now. You're looking for escape because you feel disconnected. Check in with you and you will see that that's just that. There is no sense of unity. You separate and it hurts. It burns so badly. So much longing, so much longing. Longing. Why longing? What are you longing for? It's there. Just keep silent for a moment. Well, if the busy mind is as it is, it will take longer than a moment, and that requires patience, and you don't have it. And I know it because I didn't have it for the longest time. And then you have no choice but surrender. Surrender is not a decision. It's not a decision. And it's not a choice. It's when you have no choice and you have nothing else but surrender. There's no other winning. No winning. And all you can do is surrender. And then in that surrender will reveal itself as great unity. And the illusion of separateness becomes so vivid. There is only two states, connected and disconnected. There is no other problem. Or I would say, there is no problem at all. Only you need to see that you right now imagine yourself being disconnected. And connection is revealed not through doing. Connection is revealed through stopping all activities, especially activities of the mind. Because you still can be active in the world to some degree, but the mind is silent. For example, try to wash dishes. There's still activity, yes? Or play guitar or something, I don't know. So some activity that is simple, start with that. Walking, jogging, gardening. Some activity that is easy at first, so you don't need to concentrate too much or engage too much or interact too much. Something simple. So you still can be doing things, but within there is this drop happen. Just drop, drop, get exhausted and drop. And then behind all the thoughts that were racing a second ago so much, suddenly this great sense of underlying connectivity with everything. This little bird that visited your garden, or drop of water on your dish as you're washing it. Or when a lover kisses you and you feel that kiss so delicious, like never before. Because it's connection not with the lover. I could say connection with yourself, but even that it sounds like a little lie. Because there is no self there. And that's the greatest connection. Connection of nothing with nothing, really. There's nothing to connect. It's just unified. It's just absolute one. A little bit worn off word, isn't it? There is only two states, connected and disconnected. What is your state now? And what do you need to do or not to do to remember, not to create, but to remember that you are connected by default with everything. Find the silence. Find that silence. And then tell me, can you still in that pure silence, when you really drop, can you even find loneliness when you seek it? It's aloneness of the one. That's the aloneness, ultimate aloneness of the one. That's probably why the great consciousness created this little humans that can think they're all separate. Because the aloneness of the one is underlying. It's just the one. There's nobody else and nothing else, it's just the one. Little irony, isn't it? Hey, now you can create story what your purpose is. When someone asks, what's your purpose? The big conversation, what purpose is. But well, consciousness was bored. It's the one, so created many of us. The irony of illusion. And it's not a concept. It's something so easy to not comprehend, but experience. Don't take it as concept and justify with it and play with it. Don't do concepts in general. Find that experience with you. If you can't find it, find the way to find it. And then you know. Till then you don't. Can you drop down? Can you drop right now? And can you sacrifice everything you're holding on to? Because the only reason you're not dropping to this point of complete empty zero, because you're afraid. You're afraid to sacrifice. You're afraid that there's something greater to sacrifice. Well, there is, you have nothing. Everything you have does not give you any sense of connection, does it? Maybe for a second. It's very fleeting satisfaction. Can you drop? Can you be brave to drop? And be still for a significant amount of time, so you actually see that the truth is great connectivity. That is default. You don't need to earn it. You don't need to do anything for it. It's there. So, there is only two states: connected and disconnected. Find all your disconnects and go beyond them. Go underneath them and find your connected states. And with that, you will heal any emotional wounds that you're working so hard on healing. Find the space within you to trust me on that one and play with it. And then let me know how it goes, okay? Much love. Much love.